What's going on, YouTube? So as you can see, we're working on the Shelby again. So I have the caps off. We're going to be running a block test on the Shelby to see if it's leaking exhaust fumes into the coolant, which could mean a head gasket or worse. So we're gonna go ahead and see if it changes colors. I bought the block test. You can buy it at like any auto parts store. I got it from Napa. Bought it online, comes with instructions, but it's pretty simple. It just comes with the block test itself, which is this, the block test fluid, and supposedly what this is supposed to do is, this kind of looks purple, but it's supposed to be a blue. What you do is you pour that in here into the block test. Here, this is just to compress the air or suck in the air. You fill it up to right here, to that level of the block test, the fluid level. And what you do is you then place this here where it's airtight. You'll fill that up, and you have to make sure you heat up the car first, obviously. The reason for that is so that the thermostat will kick on, and you know, it'll have the coolant flowing everywhere. So yeah, so I'm gonna turn it on. Obviously you have to leave these on because you can't warm it up and then open these. It'll just gush out because of the pressure that these caps put on it. Another thing, or let me start with the reason why we're doing this test. The reason why we're doing this test is, I don't know if you can see, which you can. Okay, the coolant level's right there. I filled it up to this line right here, and it dropped that much. Some of you might say, oh, you know, it's going into the radiator or something because of the leak and it's getting filled. But the thing is, this one doesn't drop at all. This one does. You know, obviously it might fluctuate a little bit, but that's the third time I've had to fill it in, you know, less than 2 weeks. So obviously something's wrong. I just don't know what it is. I asked on the forums. They said that it could even be as simple as one of these caps is broken. I don't see any cracks or anything, but they say like they can just get worn out and they won't exert like the amount of pressure, because these are pressurized, onto this, and it can cause the coolant to evaporate, because it is, you know, it's coolant, but it's also water, since it's a mixture. So that could be a reason why, or it can be, like I mentioned before, it could be the head gasket, which I hope it's not, because, you know, that's extra money I would have to spend on that. Or they said it could be even worse and be like a head is warped or something, or there's a hairline crack in the block. But, you know, we're not going to get to there yet. We're going to do everything one step at a time. Like I mentioned, I bought 2 of these. I bought 2 new ones, 2 OEM ones. Those should be here in just a few days. I'm going to put those on. Depending on what happens with the test, you know, I'll see how I move forward. I am getting a compression test done in the next few days too. I already have an appointment for it. Not a set day yet, but he said he'd get me in next week. Same dude that did the gasket. So Chris is going to do the compression test. But I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. If for whatever reason it changes color, because this is supposed to turn yellow or green. I think yellow when it's in here if there's exhaust fumes. So I don't know, we'll see. If I'm gonna test both, what you're supposed to do is you put it in here, like I said, fill it up. Once you're done testing it, you rinse this out with water. You can take this top part off. You could either fill it in through here or take it off and do it. I'm just gonna fill it in through here. Not really an issue. And then once I test both, it won't even matter. You could just test one. I'm gonna start with this one though, since it has the most space, because you're not supposed to suck in any coolant, only air. So you have to make sure you're doing that. If you suck in any coolant, you have to flush out the whole test tube thing and put new fluid in there. This is good, I read, for about a year. So if it goes past a year, just buy another one. This tool, you know, as long as it's not cracked or anything, it'll work forever. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the car, and fingers crossed that it's only something minor. If not, you know, we'll see what we have to do to get this thing back and up and running. So the car's on, as you can obviously tell. A few things, I have looked into everything for it coming up to like if it's a head gasket. As you can tell, it's not shooting any white smoke. Chris, the dude who did my head gasket, not the head gasket, the valve cover gasket, he checked all of the spark plugs. They all look like new, basically. He sent me pictures of them, and you know, there was no white residue, there was no coolant in them. So, you know, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so the car is shooting white smoke. I've tried it out before. It wasn't doing this before. So honestly, it's probably going to be the head gasket, but I do have to test it out just because I have to make sure, and I'm still gonna have to move the car anyways because of the compression test. You know, worst comes to worst, I'm gonna have to get the whole motor rebuilt, but I'm not there yet. I don't know if I have to get there yet. So we'll see. Just waiting for this to heat up a little bit more. Still pretty cold. You know, as long as it has coolant, it's not gonna blow up. And I mean, it sounds healthy. That's the thing. It sounds healthy. It starts right up. The only issue is it's shooting a good amount of white smoke, as you guys can see. So if I had to guess, it's probably the head gasket. I wouldn't see why it would be worse than that. But you know, I'm gonna have to see. Still though, the plan right now though is nothing has changed. Besides, you know, if anything bigger is wrong with it, obviously I'm gonna have to fix that and pay for that. But if it's the head gasket, I'm gonna get that fixed and get this tuned. If it's worse, you know, I'm gonna have to figure that out and whatever. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, I'm just trying to get this tested. Also, I don't know if I'm tripping or not. This tire looks like it's low. I just filled it up with air the other day, maybe like 5 days ago. So yeah, I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna check it. I have a little gauge that tells me how much air pressure it has. If it's dropping, it's only this one. If it's dropping, I'm gonna have to see if there's anything with the tire. The tire's brand new. The car hasn't even, or has rolled with it actually. I drove it the other day, but there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. I just got them. The wheels are brand new, so I don't know. I'll just have to get them checked for a leak. If whatever reason the tire is effective, I'm gonna have to hit up Tire Rack because that's where I bought them from. But all right, so this is still pretty cold, but just gonna wait, let it warm up, and then do that. Yeah, we got the fluid level, but I'll just close that up. I'm gonna have to do this with two hands real quick because I'm not gonna be able to do it and leave it there for that long. I'll just show you guys if it changes colors or not. Doesn't seem to be doing it, but I'm gonna let it warm up some more. I'm gonna spill this out and clean it and then do it again. Yeah, see, I just did one straight out of the exhaust pipe, and this is how it's supposed to turn if it is contaminated. So I was just making sure everything was working cool. Looks like piss, to be honest, but that's how it looks like coming from here. Obviously you guys saw it wasn't changing over there. Gonna clean this out, let it heat up a little bit more, and then I'm gonna try it again. You can also see that I don't know if the white smoke was because it was just starting up, because look, right now you guys can hear it's on, it's idling smooth, no white smoke. So I don't know, this says that's coming out, but it didn't say anything over there. All right, so you guys can tell the car's fully warmed up right now. Just clean this out. We're gonna do this test one more time. The coolant level hasn't dropped from there at all, so I don't know what's going on. Let me just do this one more time and see what happens. You guys can tell it's not changing colors at all. Let's try this one. So look, as you can see, it's not changing any color at all. The coolant is also not dropping. Let me show you guys. I'll try to show you guys how it is over here. Look. You can already see it's changing color. Look at that, how quick it does it. So from what it looks like from the test, I'm just gonna do it one more time just to confirm, but it doesn't look like I have any kind of leak with the head. I don't know where that coolant is going. Yeah, I have no idea. So one more test and we'll see what's happening. All right, y'all, so done doing the test. I'm just letting it cool down. It's weird though, because I don't know if you guys can see, a little bit of smoke comes out of this. I'm guessing it's just because it's hot. This thing obviously works because with the exhaust it turned yellow, but with this it didn't, so I'm not sure. And then the white smoke that was coming out earlier, it could even just be excess fuel. My car's always shot smoke. I think right now I'm just tripping because of this. There's always shot a little smoke, and that was before anything was wrong, before any coolant, oil. I don't know how long that thing's been leaking, but that's fixed now, so it's not leaking any oil. So yeah, and the coolant level didn't drop right now, and the car warmed up all the way. It, off camera, had been running at least, 20 to 30 minutes and zero issues. Coolant level's not dropping, or hasn't dropped, but it did drop, so I don't know. I honestly was hoping that it wasn't gonna turn a different color, just because I hope it's not, anything serious. But now I'm kind of back to square one because that dropped and I don't know where it's going. I'm just gonna keep starting it, probably drive it around a little bit to see if that drops anymore. If it doesn't, then it probably was just the radiator being empty. But I highly doubt that because I've been filling it up. So at first I did think it was that, so I kind of brushed it off. But now it's the third time. If I fill it up now, it'll be fourth time that I put coolant in this. And I don't know. See, I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so the plan now, right, is I'm just waiting for this to cool down, put the caps back on. I bought new ones, gonna put the new ones on, see if it's that. I'm getting the compression test done in a few days, and then if I get the compression test done and everything comes out cool, I'm just gonna go over to Overkill, let them know what's going on, and then see what they recommend. Or if not, if everything seems cool and I fill that up one more time and it doesn't drop anymore, then I'll just go ahead and tune it, because that's the only thing left. If it wasn't for this, I'd be like at 90%, because all I need is tune and the little noise in the back. But the noise, it doesn't even trip, so it's literally just a tune besides this. So I was super close. The car was basically ready. But now because of this, I don't want to get it tuned and have them go, wide open throttle pulls when it's the coolant's disappearing somewhere from what I think it is. So, yeah, right now I'm just trying to test out everything I can to make sure all this is right. But yeah, if I do the compression test and everything's cool, I'm gonna hit up Overkill again. I'll just set up an appointment to take it there, have them see it, in person, talk to them face to face, see what we can do. If everything seems cool, then I'll go ahead and tune it. But like I said, if it doesn't eat any more coolant, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a whole coolant flush, take everything out, put brand new coolant in it, and see if anything happens. That's my next course of action that I'm thinking of taking. But yeah, besides that, I don't have many other ideas, because if it's just empty, that's not an issue, just flush and refill. If it's the caps, I already bought new ones. But if it's worse, that if it's the head gasket itself isn't that much. I already looked into it. It's between $500 to $600 for a good set. Obviously labor is expensive, but but it's not as crazy as, you know, if it's a warped head or a cracked head or anything of that kind, you know. So fingers crossed that it's not anything like that. I'm just surprised that right now it's cool. The only thing that's wrong with it right now, that's visibly wrong, is the tune, because even right now the coolant hasn't dropped at all, and the car's, it's the same as when it was cold, and it's the same as it, because it's warm right now, but you guys saw where it warmed up too, and it was perfectly fine. So I don't know. Just wanted to do a little update on what's going on with the car right now, because, you know, it would have been done. It would have been done like probably this weekend, if not the next weekend, just because of the tune. But obviously it's not, and I don't want to rush it, and then if it's not my block and it's just the gasket and I'm driving it like this, and then boom, mess up something else. So, you know, it sucks, but I'm trying to be as patient as I can, because I really want to drive it, but I know I shouldn't just yet. Also, check the tire, perfectly fine. I was just tripping. I think I'm just in my head right now, but look at them wheels. Sheesh. Things are clean. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, that still hasn't been paint, or not paint matched. It hasn't been blended yet, just because all these issues I've been having with it. I haven't been able to set up an appointment with them, set up a date to take this in and have them blend it. But it has a 10-year warranty for the paint, so there's no rush for that. But again, that's it for this video. Super short. Just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with it. Next video probably is going to be either the compression test or me hitting up Overkill and them looking at the car. But that's basically it. If you guys have any ideas what it could be, go ahead and leave a comment down below, or hit me up on Instagram, or if you're in the Facebook GT500 forums, I'm also there. Anyways, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to your boy, help me out. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and we're just gonna go up from there. So that's basically it for this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.